All right, so I did a live stream this morning that I posted up to YouTube, a live stream on Facebook, and I'm going to take us on out to the beach in a little bit here. We've got the moon high in the sky, and it's foggy. How about that? So I'm going to go ahead and include this. I believe it'll be useful. In that I'm going to show my my flashlight here and show you what's in the fog, or at least what we can see of fog right now. Let's flip this around a little bit. May look a little scary. Anyway, so that's facing, let me flip this around, facing south right now. And where the sun and the moon appear and vanish on the horizon, and their duration of visibility through the seasons and phases of the moon varies considerably. That's just the nature of our reality. There are people that are reality deniers. I'm not one of them. I just wanted to know the truth about all this, and that's how I got here. I'll add anything from music videos to videos like The Hacker, and Haley Reese did a video covering glitches in the Matrix and asking ChatGPT questions. Well, in my research of the AI, it actually lies. I've got documentation of that. They may call it hallucinations, but a lie is a lie. And no matter who says it, and the truth is the truth no matter who says it. So there are people in the truth community that'll say, well, they're a shill, or they're controlled opposition, and wah, 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 wah. Take a look at the information, apply your own critical thinking, and see what you come up with. So there are things that are true and false. What I mean is, some things are true and some things are false. They can't both be identical. They can't both be the same thing. It's an either or. So my earlier live stream on YouTube, on Facebook, that I turned into a YouTube video was around 3 a.m. and it was foggy then. Showed my wind chime hanging vertically, plumb bobs, cranes, wind chimes, the clangor in a crystal bell. They hang vertical. Some of my Instagram posts show a crystal bell hanging vertically in the water that's on the roof of my car, showing that it matches up with the horizon. I'm on multiple platforms, and it's linked up with my name and phone number. That's how I've done this. One of the other things that I've done too is made my phone number very public and invite people to give me a call if you think I missed something or got it wrong, or you just want to say hi. The emergency rescue vehicle is on the way too. I can see him up there. It's going to happen in fog. One of my best friends was killed in fog. He ran into the back of a milk truck at a high rate of speed. Tragic. That was like 40 years ago or so. So this world that we live in has many different potential outcomes for us. What are we going to do with what we know? And how can we find out what we don't know? Now, not that we need to know everything. It's just that the most important truth, I believe, is to recognize the need to be born of the Holy Spirit, and then to recognize whether or not that's actually occurred in your life. Oh, I got an angry driver. He's going to get a little quicker up and back of somebody else that he can tailgate. That's kind of how it is. They their time management skills may really suck. That happens. Yeah, tailgaters. Tailgating in fog, road's slippery, stuff happens. Oh well, it's kind of how it works out. I give myself plenty of time to do what I'm supposed to do. And it's not to intentionally try and tick people off at all. Not even. So to get up for today's live stream and the one I did earlier, I was up before, well, I was up yesterday, like 1:45. I can do that. It all blends together anyway. So I'm going to pull into Planet Fitness. I'm not going to run in there, but I've been going there quite a bit, and that I'm able to exercise muscle groups in a way that I just have found very effective. And so I have virtually no physical pain at all. I'm 63. I feel great. Look great as far as I'm concerned. Better than I thought I would at 63. That's for sure. Why does any of that matter? Well, I know what I'm talking about. That's why. When I talk about health and wellness, I'm living it. I'm living it out. So I'm gonna back my. Let's see. Let's do this. Do we live on a planet? No, we live on a stationary and level plane. Oh, I found a pretty cool spot to park right up front. I'm not going to be going in. You have to have a phone with the QR code to check in. That's one of the requirements. And you have to have a bank account. It can make, it's a bit of a sorting process. That can make it kind of difficult for people to join if they're like gypsies or car camping. I've done that. I know what that's like. I gotta say, I didn't like it at all. Okay, so there's the moon high in the sky. The sun is going to approach from over there or so. Moves around a lot. So Planet Fitness, how about that? So I've got this here to cross over the digital quarantine that the system would like to keep us in. Me in particular, I'm not having any of it. One of the videos that I posted this morning was showing about this man and his daughter. It was very interesting. I believe the name of it was Hacker. And it was, they realized that they needed to go out in public. And that was towards the end of the story. They were sneaking around and trying to be hidden. And what ended up happening was they realized that they needed to be very public. And you can do that if you want. Almost anybody with a Facebook account can go live. Okay, so on a mobile device. Where that's important is you can go live on a mobile device with Facebook and then download it to a computer and upload it to multiple platforms. So there may be an event that you're witnessing that would that would help a lot of other people be aware of. And it can provide a sense of, I guess I would say somewhat security. The security I'm most interested in is the eternal security. Bible.com is God's Word in all the major languages. That's why I do this. It's not just to help people know more information. It's to know the truth about the true living Creator, and that He can take up residence and will in His children at some point in our human experience. That's a big deal. That changes everything. So we can get our body in shape, and the most important reality is to get our soul in shape, in right relationship with God, the Almighty God. There's a lot of gods. sometimes people worship themselves, and let's see, can I throw that on? There I am in the mirror. We see a lot of selfies in the mirror. You know, we've got a very self-focused society. And rather than trying to please myself, I just wanted to find out what the Almighty wanted me to do. And I'm aware that there's a spiritual smorgasbord out there. Very aware of that. I'm just all in on the biblical account of creation, a non-moving earth, a firmament above us, a stationary level plane that we live on, and the reality to recognize the need to be born again and whether or not that's occurred in your life. And that's something that you'll need to figure out. I've got my red lens. Let's see what that looks like if I going to Mars. Yeah, going to Mars in the imagination, in cyberspace. All the space fantasy and mind control technology that's going on, I'm exposing all of it with the help of friends and family around the world. There is absolutely no way I could produce the kind of content that I post on a given day, that I add to the Deep Learning AI Research Library. Some people don't like it, that I say, excellent analysis, deployed worldwide through my Deep Learning AI Research Library. Thank you. I sincerely mean that. I thank people for creating the content and making it available for us to be able to share. So people like and don't like what's in my library. That's okay. That's their business. They may not like it now. They may like it later. They may never like it. If somebody has an unbiblical lifestyle, and rather than explain what that is, I'll give you a quick version of it. If somebody wants to do sex, drugs, and rock and roll, they're probably not real happy in their relationship with Jesus if they even acknowledge he's real. So a lot of angry atheists want to put all the people loving and serving Jesus for real as crazy whack jobs. And God knows, and many of us know, there's a lot of synthetic versions. They're not real. They're not really born again. I was in that camp. I thought I was born again in 1982 until I actually was in 2014. Big delay, even though I did full-time ministry and that. Served at a mega church that I helped build, Christ the Rock Community Church in Appleton or Menasha, Wisconsin. It moved around a little bit. And then the Christian ministry was Rawhide Boys Ranch in New London, Wisconsin. I was there from 1991 to 2002. We homeschooled our sons, lived out in the country it looked like an Amish farm with a post and beam construction on the barn. I ground wheat with a wheat mill that I put a Gilligan's Island style bicycle crank pedal bike that powered my my wheat grinding mill, and then I welded it up and then welded a bracket so I could put a motor on there. I'm very handy. I've worked as like a MacGyver to a certain extent, collaborating with other people, things they've already made, and I would make an adaptation to it. My dad taught me a long time ago, back in the 70s, how we could build things. Actually, when I was even younger than that, when I was a little boy growing up, I made things out of wood, carved them, and then my dad showed me how to use a welder, and we welded things together, and I raced professional level motocross. I wanted to be the best motocrosser I could be. So I got a book that was How to Win Motocross with David Bailey was the name. So anyway, there's a lot of ways that we can learn. The format of podcast, listening to a recorded audio or even a video. I end up quite often learning a lot from videos that I've, by listening to them and not watching the video feed. I'll just have it on my big screen TV while I'm in my bathtub taking a nice hot soak. Have you noticed that hot water dissolves fat, like in the kitchen sink? Whether it's coconut oil or other oils, it will make it easier to release from the sponge or the pan, that kind of thing. Well, imagine the body. So super hot water between 105 and 7 degrees I'll bathe in. Sometimes I'll add electrolytes of a tablespoon of boron, baking soda, magnesium, and sea salt, and apple cider vinegar. Sometimes, like I've been doing for the past 5 days, I'm just using the hot purified reverse osmosis carbon filtered water. It's drinking water. I got my systems from Amazon. Some people act like it's a sin to buy from Amazon. Where else are you going to get these things? Many of them are coming from China. Although I did meet the developers of the reverse osmosis technology in California. They worked with NASA, the Slovak brothers. It's a biomimicry. It's taking a biological reality, in our reality, seabirds that can drink salt water, and then they gack up or cough up or throw up the salt brine, and then that purified water goes through the membrane and hydrates them. Okay, so the other thing that I'm going to do, and I do it every day, is I plug my ground wire into the wall, and I've got a stainless bracelet that clips around my wrist. I don't need that when I'm in the bathtub. I just throw the one end into the bathtub because it's a composite tub connected with PVC plumbing. So I'm not going to get connectivity with the negative electrons of the earth. It's not going to be grounded. So how can I do that, MacGyver, Bobby, Foertsch? Well, I grounded it with a ground wire. When I sleep at night, I'll put that bracelet on and I'm grounded. I'm sleeping grounded. Do I seem like I've got plenty energy, have enough coffee? Absolutely. A lot of the dis-ease in our society is because of a lack of nutrition, healthy nutrition, and a body that learns how to assimilate that properly. The type of lighting, like early morning sunlight, actual light from the sun is really healthy. I go to the beach a lot. I've got years of evidence of that, thousands of videos that I created to show that and to show the beauty and majesty of creation. Hey, let's go for a ride to the beach. The sun's going to appear in about 20 minutes from now, Eastern Standard Time. This is in the North Myrtle Beach area. Let's flip this around. So there's a lot of ways I could get out of here. I'm going to choose the controlled intersection because then the light will help stop the traffic for me. With all this fog that's down here, the road is much more slippery. I think I got here soon enough to activate the green arrow. Come on, baby. Give me a light. Give me a green. I think I missed it. But just to my left is Horry County Law Enforcement. I'm not afraid. It's all good. Ooh, I've got my light on now. That's better. Anyway, I'll get the next sequence of lights. So I've got two water systems, one that fill up the bathtub, the other one that fills up water jugs on top of my washing machine. If I don't get there quick enough to turn the water spigot off, which can happen, then it'll go into the washing machine and I can do laundry with that water as well. How do things actually work? That's what's important to know. Now, yesterday I was on the phone with a friend in California, and I said, ooh, it was bright sunny where I was out on the pier, but the fog was rolling in. And it was fog as thick as this. And when it comes in, it's typically going to be cooler and slipperier, and it reduces visibility, and it's dangerous enough being on a motorcycle. I would rather give people a better option to see me, and I just enjoy the ride more. The other thing, when the moisture is floating around in the form of fog, one of the it likes to cling to the to my face shield. So I can look at a thermometer and see what the temperature is. It's 61 degrees. But I can also look at my weather app on my phone, and it's going to give me a projected temperature that it's going to get up to today. It's a different tool. We're not in Kansas anymore. We've got informational tools. I use my digital pitchfork, which is the iPhone that I use. It's 5 years old. I'm fine with that. Works great. I'll use my Prius that can charge up stuff. I can operate an inverter to run my freezers and other essential equipment at home, even in a sustained outage. So there's a lot of, in the truth community, a lot of prepper talk. You gotta prep, you gotta get your preps in order. Well, the most important prep is to make sure you're born of the Holy Spirit. There's an epic battle between good and evil. That is what's going on. How about that? I'm going over the intracoastal waterway, up above the waterway about 100 feet on this bridge. It's a nice barrier for, let's say, a tsunami or storm surge. It'll spread out. It would take a lot of water to get from the ocean to where I live. However, in a flooding situation, because of rain that's gone over and filled up the waterways and all that, the rivers and the I can get flooded that way. I want to digress back to exposing the truth about all of this, like suppressed technology. We could clean and power the world with water. Stanley Meyer technology that he developed to molecularly disassociate oxygen and hydrogen from water in a way that was extremely efficient, and he got out about 17 times the investment energy, the energy invested to do that. So when people say, you can't get more out than you put in, I'm calling bullshit on it. Let's take a look at coal. If you're driving a Tesla, you're probably driving coal-generated electrical propulsion. Or maybe maybe nuclear, maybe natural gas. We have other technology. Was Stanley Meyer, and the technology he developed was black shelved by the Defense Department and the DOE and more. The patent process is to keep effective energy and propulsion systems from the people, from the masses. That's the way they want it. They want to charge us for it. So let's do this. We're going to take a quick pass in here into the Bolino Quick Mart. We've got a huge generator to run the facility, to generate, to make ice. There's an ice company that he has, as well as to process all the electrics. The electrics for not the cash, but the exchange, the purchases. So I'm gonna show you what I was talking about. This is an Olympian generator. That's a big generator right there. I believe it's over 100 kilowatt. Have you ever seen it when the yellow bags are over the pumps and they say they're out of service? Oh yeah, that can sure happen. What then? Do you have any gas on hand? Do you keep your car topped off? I do both. Some people, when they know I'm pretty prepped up, say, well, I'll just come over. And I'll say, nah, that's probably not going to work for me. Anyway, people need to get their own stuff in order. It's not that I'm selfish. I'm on a mission, and when the shit hits the fan, so to speak, wherever you are, what are you going to do? My place is set up to not have, I prepare. And I have videos that show how to prepare, and I talk about it too. I barely have enough money to just make my own ends meet. I'm not independently wealthy. So when my rent went up $200 a month, I had to think, well, is this the best place to live? Yep, still is. Still got a good deal. It's a mission field that comes to us. I'll keep on doing what I'm doing. I sure am glad I have a lot of food stocked up, because, dang, that 9% inflation is more like 30 to, in some cases, 100% inflation. When $3.50 a gallon orange juice went up to $7.50 a gallon, what is that? 100%? Yeah, it's about 100%. So thank you, Joe Biden. Get the heck out of here. You and Kamala Harris and your bastard spawn of Satan type of people. Get the heck out of here. Now, I do know that the left-right paradigm is a bunch of smoke and mirrors, and we're still being ruled, and the boot of tyranny is going to be on our face of humanity. I believe that's what Orwell talked about. Imagine a boot, permanently being on the face of humanity. I'm not having any of it. I'll deal with what I can with what I've got. Now you can barely see, well, yeah, you can see it pretty good. That silhouette of the water tower, that's also a cell tower. I'm probably pinging off of that right now. The mesh network of control that links up the cell phones, the Wi-Fi, the Starlink, yeah, we've got satellites. NASA uses a lot of helium, but we've also got other means of levitation and propulsion and black off-budget activity, from drug dealing to weapons of mass deception and destruction. How about that? They can fly drones technology or satellites that can manipulate the perception of people and apparently animals and all that. There's a sentient world simulation. Do we live in a simulation? Absolutely. And a base reality, both. It's not an either or, it's a both. How about that? Elon Musk, we could be living in a simulation right now? Yeah. A profile of all of our digital activity, and then apparently a real-time look through our eyes and thought reading and all that. Apparently they got it going on. I thought you should know. So you might want to start watching what you think. It's in one of the videos. So, like, am I afraid? Am I hiding? No, I'm not afraid, not hiding. There's the moon again. This is the coastal preserve. The water has gone over the top of this right here when we've had some big storms. This is stainless steel, that's why it's not going to rust. We've got the wired grid all around that can carry data as well. Did you know that? It's like a big, well, it is. You can see it. I've got proof of all this stuff that I talk about in my deep learning AI research library, if you care to look at it. Some people, I believe, have made their content private to me. They don't want me sharing it because they don't, I've got too much Jesus in my library, or for some people I've got too much of this or that. But one of the most polarizing issues, and it's not just issues, it's the truth about the nature of our reality, the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus Christ, the way, the truth, and the life. The living Word, the living water, the great I am, the Alpha and Omega, knowing the end from the beginning. How about that? So that's the Prince Resort over there in the middle. I'm going to go on over there. Hey, what I wanted to tell you is I'll put my car in this so you can see it as a point of reference. In the summer, the sun comes up over there. Today it's going to come up way over there. That's just the way it is. The sun, moon, and stars move above a stationary level plane inside the firmament, whether you like it and or agree with it or not. A lot of the people that have been hating on the flat earthers, we're all living on a stationary level earth. It's just a lot of people don't know it. And a lot of really important decisions have been wrongly made by people that are saying, oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. Well, too bad. Too bad for you if that's how you see us that are exposing the truth about all this. Oh, well. I'm not responsible for the results. I'm responsible for the obedience. So I wanted to find out why the Almighty sustained me through multiple near-death experiences, and that just helped me to realize that He's protecting and directing me. How cool is that? So we're all going to die. How are we going to live? That's the big question. Obeying there's no other way but to trust and obey, to be happy in Jesus, to be happy in this world, as far as I'm concerned. But it's more than happiness. I have a joy that is not contingent on earthly so-called pleasures or comforts. It's a deep-seated joy that comes from the Almighty. I believe that that's available actually only to His children. Since I don't know who they actually are, I'm just out inviting everybody I can. And those people spreading Jesus all over what they're doing, if they're living unbiblical lifestyles, well, they're going to have to take it up with Him. Did they get the upgrade yet or not? Or will they ever? Are they ever going to be born again? I don't know. It's out of my wheelhouse. So if I sound judgmental to you, I'm just going to hand that off to the Almighty. He's the one that's going to determine all this, not me. I don't decide. He decides. It's the doctrine of election, also known as predestination. So when I say, it's going to be slippery because of the fog, look at all that wet concrete. It didn't rain in here. It's got to do with the temperature inversion, in that there's a huge amount of moisture floating around in the air, like I showed you earlier. Okay. Let me get my tripod hooked up here. It'll give me a little bit more stable platform. So I have been contacted either by the NSA, FBI, and CIA, or people pretending to be. People either working with Elon Musk and calling me, or pretending to be working with Elon Musk. Of course, why not? I'm exposing his space fantasy, and I'm also exposing the reality of the brain-computer interface using the mesh network and sentient fog, sentient mist, nanotechnology in the food, water, and air activated by electronics. How about that? Well, that sounds weird, Robert. Yeah, it's weird but true. How about that? So the moon is going to set way over there, and I've got video of it setting way over there. I had a commenter say, the moon doesn't bounce all over the place. Yeah, it does. I've got video proof of it. It's part of our shared simulated reality. And one of the reasons why I like it here so much is I'm able to show this Truman Show-esque shared reality for anybody who wants to know that this is how I see it working out from this vantage point. Got a friend that helped, actually bought some stickers for me. I went and picked them up. They're all over the place. They're on the West Coast, East Coast, points in between. Here's my friend Linda over there. Where's the sun? It's right over there. We're probably not going to see a whole lot of it for a while. Later on today, though, it's going to be about 71 degrees. I'll be riding around on the motorcycle, most likely. So, the high tide was right about here. Right about there. You can tell because there's still a lot of footprints from yesterday. Can't exactly even see the end of the pier clear. We can see where it is, though. Yesterday when the fog was coming in, it was hard to see even the top of the hotel. And there's the moon once again from this vantage point. Hey, good morning, Linda. I got you on the Facebook live stream today. Good to see you. Think we're going to see the sun anytime soon? No, I agree. It's pretty thick.
Very.
When I was out on the pier yesterday, I could see it coming in. When I was on the motorcycle, I thought, I'm going to go for a ride in. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yep. I hope you have a great day. Thanks, Linda. We've got a local artist who does carvings in the sand. Yeah, it looks like he didn't get this one finished yet. Kind of looks like a hog, maybe. I don't know. Interesting, though. So this is the Prince Resort in Cherry Grove, South Carolina. And I've been coming out here for years, showing the beauty and majesty of creation here. And like Linda and I were talking about, probably not going to see the sun showing up today over there. Not now. Myrtle Beach is over here, but we can only see probably 1,000 feet or so, something like that. The pier is almost 1,000 feet long. Oh, I was going to say, Troy Reed has they killed him too. They called his technology and Stanley Myers matters of national security. So the alphabet agencies can lie because of national security. I'm calling bullshit on it. They don't represent us. The government doesn't represent us. They represent the corporations and the people that are paying the bills for them. Take a look at Nancy Pelosi and stock picks. Apparently she can do better than Warren Buffett. How about that? I'm telling on them. So the Deep Learning AI Research Library was deployed to the attendees at Davos, most of them. I'm not kidding. That is what probably got me booted off the X platform, previously known as Twitter. There's still a lot of us truthers, truth tellers that are out there exposing all this stuff. A lot of people can't see it. It's too foggy. The day-to-day tyranny of the urgent blocks their view of the grand view, the grand scope of what's going on. This epic battle between good and evil. I had the check in my heart that I believe I'm running close to the end of my tour of duty here. And how can I know? I just have that feeling like this is about it. And I've done what I could to put this information out for everybody to look at. Am I judgmental about smokers, people smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, drinking alcohol? I would say, man, I'm just so glad to not be doing it anymore. How about that? So I'm better than I was because I got the actual upgrade of the Holy Spirit in my life to give me new life in Christ. That's why I'm unapologetically biblical about all this. I don't just try and slip it in somewhere. Well, I think I've covered it pretty good. I don't want to go too long or I can't upload it to other platforms. What I was going to say too is here's something you can do. If you like videos in my library, you can like them. If they're YouTube videos, they become your liked videos. I've got playlists that are saved on multiple platforms. That's how I've done this. So I have a very small percentage of my own content, comparatively speaking, in my library. Champions of truth that died telling the truth about what really matters are in my library. And this is a real-time activity. When I am done here in just a little bit, I'll be going back home and managing my library. I'm probably going to stop off at the gym before I go home. So here's one of the other things. The negative ions that are released from the grounded salt water that I'm breathing in, really healthy for getting rid of mucus, helping me to feel better. Between the deep tissue massage in really hot water and eating healthy and avoiding toxins in every way that I can, I feel great, look great as far as I'm concerned, and it's an evidence of healthy lifestyle and dietary choices. I want to see that for everybody. A lot of people aren't going to get it. They're not going to want it. They may say they want it, but their actions prove what they really want. So, in the book that, or the letter that James wrote, many of you, I hope, are aware of this. He said, faith without works is dead. So if we say we're loving Jesus, yet we're all afraid and we're not doing kingdom type work, not that we're saved by works, it's just, wow, I'm just so excited to be a child of the King. I want to try and wake up other people to the reality that they may be too. Because Satan is the fallen one, and his family are deceptive and evil, and I'm exposing all that. They don't mind human trafficking and killing people and wars and poisoning and all of that. So where knowledge is power, truth is the king of the hill. And the Almighty, imagine this, being empowered, directed, and protected by the Almighty. Would I want second best? No, I want the best. I want to be the best version of who God created me to be. And how am I going to do that? Only by His grace. He's the one that makes it happen, not me. So if the earth is flat, why can't you see Europe from North America? Hello. Right? Anyway, largely people believe what they want to believe. And a lot of the hater comments may actually be chatbots. There's a small fraction of interaction on a lot of the social media that's actual human beings. And there's a lot of automated software, AI chatbots. And then for those that are buying their own Red Bull, ho-hos, ding-dings, smoking, drinking, shooting up, whatever they're doing, are they really so different than a corrupt program? If they're trying to corrupt humanity with deception, well, they're kind of in the same category, aren't they? I've got a lot of plants in my house. When I water them, it takes about 10 gallons of water. I do it about once a week. One of the things that I did too, I take that bracelet that I have with the ground wire and I hang it in a stainless bowl that I fill my hanging plants with water and Miracle-Gro, so they're grounded once a week or so. Or when I'm getting out of the bathtub and I'm in the grounded water and my shoulder touches leaves on plants there, they're getting grounded then too. So earthing is a real thing. I'm not earthing right now, but I am now. And my deep tissue massage and my spa treatment is normally about an hour long. So straight up, there's actually, well, it's pretty thick over here too. We can't even see the moon now. Can't see the end of the pier. So one of the challenges that I have, and I want to, as an order of, well, I just want to explain something. I don't like to argue on comments. And I don't want to say necessarily the same thing over and over again. Thank you so much. I appreciate your encouragement. All that. I may just love the comment. And I love the fact that people will call me, and it can be any time of the day or night, whether you just want to say hey or see if I'm still alive. I hadn't done any live streams in a while, and I thought I ought to probably do that. A lot of this information you may be aware of. And then, like the other day, Dan called from Nebraska, and I said, after we were talking for a while, I said, well, what prompted you to call me? You know, what? He said, well, I just saw your video and I wanted to talk to you. I liked what you had to say. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the opportunity to do that. On a live stream like this, it can be viewed from anywhere in this world and then in cyber world. I don't see anybody out here now. They might be looking from their windows, but nobody on the beach. A lot of birds over there. So I'm gonna lay this on out once again. I know I mentioned it earlier. I don't forget that. It's just repetition and telling the truth about what's going on. This this fog has particulate in it, very likely as well, and it can be conductive, and it is. Salt mist is very conductive, and it's healthy. There are other particulate that are not so healthy, and they've been intentionally deployed in our food, water, and air. And with electromagnetic technology, the system of control has linked people up to the cloud, creating a cybernetic collective. That's why when Elon is putting a chip in, I believe Gertrude, the hog that was on his Neuralink presentation, and that, we're way beyond that. Most all of humanity is linked up. So my perspective on that is I'm not afraid of the technology. I'll use it to let the system see what a difference a changed life, new life in Christ actually is. That's what happened to me. So for people that have all the money they could ever want, I would say, well, what does it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his soul? Elon Musk. How about that? Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Larry Ellison, Larry Fink, Larry Ratfink. I've sent my research library to all of them. I send it to Elon regularly in the appeal process. And he's got, there are quantum supercomputers modeling me. Oh, on my Rumble video, I've got a couple Rumble videos recently. The Illuminati has offered me $5 million. You can see the comment. $5 million, the house of my choice, the car of my choice, and more. A lot more. At what cost? I'm not interested. I want the best, not a synthetic version of it. So you can see the comment. I left it there. I've been offered many times. In fact, when I was in college, I went to college, and I've learned a lot since then too. The dean called me into his office. I wanted to know if I was in trouble. No, he showed me his Masonic ring. He said, "You can get anything you want with this." I'm like, wow. How about that? I used to drink gin with the professors at Oshkosh. It's like the drinking capital of North America or something, Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And I would smoke a lot of weed back then too. I'm glad to be free from all of that because I'm not riding dirty. It doesn't mean I'm judging everybody who's doing stuff that I used to do. It's a reminder of why I'm so grateful to be free. I would like to see everybody free from the tyranny of our own selfish pursuits or addictions that we can't stop. That kind of thing. So there you go. It's a little bit clearer up there. So when people are thinking Project Bluebeam, and they might be thinking just like projectors up in the sky showing a fake alien invasion, how about electromagnetic affecting not only the eyes and brain of the people that are there, that may be able to be linked up to the devices like the cameras and the videos. So is it really there? I'm sure there are a lot of drones and a blend of aerial phenomenon. Now, does the government know? I would think so. Yeah, they would know what it is. If they can say, we don't know what it is, but there's nothing to worry about, I'm like, that's not sounding right to me. I think you're making stuff up. You're lying. They're lying. I ain't buying. This is Robert Foertsch exposing the truth about everything that I found out about so far. Feel free to give me a call, send me a link if you like. I'm not doing this on my own. I've got the help of friends and family all over the world and the Almighty that is directing, protecting, empowering me, motivating me, inspiring me to do this, whatever this is. It's a joy. So, there we've got clouds and clearing up there. How nice is that? Alrighty. Thank you so much for your public and private encouragement.